Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we've got a 10 metre by 3 metre cabin to do, and we've got just 4 days to get it done. Now this building is going to be used as a workshop, so we have got a set of double doors going up here that you would enter through, workbenches across the whole back, and 4 double windows across the front, including a double window at the other end. I'm going to reveal the full costing for this build at the very end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. Let's get some building done.
First on the list, we need to make sure this building is screwed down to the timber base put in by the customer and make sure every wall piece is in line with the string line we've put up. We then start putting in these little pieces. They're going to be the columns that support the structure but also help keep the building open plan. These also hide the joins where the wall length is over 6 metres like this building is. These pieces are slightly longer and are going each side of the double doors. We're screwing every piece down with 240mm screws, which helps keep the structure rigid and limits but doesn't prevent the natural movement of the timber. We've then got full pieces going on underneath this end wall where there will soon be a double window, and we use 2 to 3 screws on each of these pieces. The front and back walls are made up of full pieces in a staggered bond for strength and tied together with joining plates like I mentioned earlier. We're now building up the corners and the in-between pieces for the 4 sets of double windows and the double window on the very end wall. With the corners and between window pieces complete, we can now start tying in above the double doors and above all of the windows, which knits the whole building together. We then put in the final pieces on the front and back, and we are done with building up and ready to move on to the roof structure.
With the main body of the cabin completely done, we are now ready for these, the roof joists, which is 70 by 140 deep, and they're going up and in them holes that we've put in there, and when that's done we can start roof boarding it.
Ben and I have loaded all of the roof joists in ready, and it's just a case of lifting them up ready to be knocked into the grooves, down and then screwed. We worked together from one end to the other, which really took no time at all. They went in tight, but not too tight. Onto the roof boards now. These are 19mm tongue and groove boards, and we're actually screwing these in because this building is potentially going to be taken down and moved in 18 months or so when the customer moves house. The roof is made up of 3 sets of roof boards, which can be difficult to line up if there is a variation of a couple of millimetres here and there, so it's worth keeping a close eye on that, because if you run out, this is something that you will see from underneath. While I continue on with that, Ben is fixing the external architraves on the windows. These have a compression tape on the outside to help keep out any water. They'll also be sealed after the building is painted at a later stage. We also want a bead of silicone where the carcassing meets the window frame. Now Ben needs some assistance lifting these in, so I've jumped down to give him a quick hand, and we got all of the windows in that Ben had made up. As I've had to do some tree surgery, I cleared out all of the leaves and branches from inside the building because you don't really want those under your floor. We're having 50mm PIR insulation going in between these floor rafters, then the floorboards go on top of that. I then jumped back onto the roof to finish up that last section and make this a closed building, and then I'm trimming the edge of the roof boards down by 10mm just to get rid of any discrepancies in the ends of the boards. Onto the vapour control layer now. This is being stapled down into the roof boards, and then I'll tape the joins. Next up is 25 by 50mm roof batten, which gives us extra purchase for our fascia boards and helps lock in all of the roof insulation. Speaking of which, we're using 25mm PIR boards, which is just cut to fit and pushed in. And while I'm busy up top, Ben is getting his floor laid and is using a string line to make sure all of the screws are in a lovely straight line. I've jumped down briefly to hang both of the double doors, then me and Ben are going to get the 11mm OSB boards onto the roof, and I'm cutting in all of the extra pieces I need with the track saw, which keeps everything perfectly straight. With the OSB complete, I'm giving the roof a blow off to give us a nice clean dust-free surface ready for the EPDM rubber. We then roll this out and position it before rolling it back to just over halfway and getting it glued down with the deck adhesive supplied with the kit from Rubber for Roofs. As I'm gluing, Ben is pushing the roll back towards the end, sweeping out any air which makes the two surfaces together. With the rubber glued down, it's time for our black PVC trims. These trap the rubber and are fixed to the fascias using black polytop nails. We then trim it all off with the supplied joining and corner trims, and that is the building complete, apart from a final blow off with the blower. Now let's talk costings. So the building itself, supplied and delivered, came to £9,612.48. The install from us came to £2,530. The EPDM rubber came to £1,100 £1,020. The roof and floor insulation including OSB was £1,890. And lastly, the guttering, which was £380, bringing the total to £15,532.48.
Now, what do you think? Is that too expensive or is that good value? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, or perhaps you've got an appetite for something even bigger like this £150,000 project we're currently doing up in York, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next Thursday at 7 PM. Do not be late.